10 things I've learned after having locks for almost 4 years. Number 1, be patient with them. I had to learn the hard way that locks are one of those things that are better left alone. If you're constantly looking at your hang time and seeing how far you've come and comparing it to pictures from last week and all this extra stuff, it'll seem to take forever for them to lock and mature. Just let them rock, leave them alone. They're gonna do their thing, with or without you, trust me. Number 2, product can be your enemy. If you're like me, and I'm guessing you probably are because you're watching this YouTube video, you spend a lot of time looking at other people's locks, what they're putting in them, how they're maintaining them, how they size them, all this other shit, right? The best thing you can do is find 3 or 4 core things that you use to maintain your hair, and maybe have a supplemental 2 or 3 extra things that you use when you're styling them or when you're washing them, and let that be your go-to set. There's no need to have 20 things to maintain your locks. Pay attention to what you're putting in your hair. Number 3, you can call them whatever you want. It's your hair and it's an extension of your body. No one can police your language around whether you call them dreads or locks or dreadlocks. Whatever you want to do is fine. Number 4, people will have comments on your hair. So as you can see, I'm not the type that likes my locks super maintained. If I wanted to have to maintain my hair every week, I would have kept it short and continued to go to the barber every week. So I get a lot of comments about my hair sometimes may not look super kept. But I also get a lot of comments from folks who understand locks that say, hey, I really like your style there, I like what you're doing. That being said, if you're one of those folks that likes super maintained locks and likes the super manicured looks, getting over the first couple stages of locks might be tough for you because it requires that you almost leave your hair alone altogether. Regardless, whether you're like me or you like them super kept, there will be commentary either way, from your parents, from your coworkers, from your peers, all type of folks. Number 5, go to a professional. If you're not free-forming or semi-free-forming, which is what I did to start my locks, you're better off going to a professional who knows how to size and part and maintain your locks. I made the mistake of going to a hairstylist that wasn't a loctician, and she interlocked all of my hair. And you can see I have crimps in every single lock where the hair looks weak because of what she did there. So I only got it done once, and I'll never do it again. Number 6, you represent access. If you're in a visible/leadership position at work and people see you with your hair like this, taking care of business, to them it represents that you don't have to omit a part of yourself to be able to advance to the organization. In my job in particular, I have to travel all through the United States, and I walk through sites where folks look like me and they see that I'm in management, and to them it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. You don't have to cut your hair or submit to the system. You can still be yourself and succeed in this space. So for me, that's one of the small things I didn't think about, but that I now really appreciate. Number 7, your locks are yours. They are not anybody else's. What I mean by that is a lot of us have locks that we want to model our locks after, right? Whether it be an artist or a celebrity, some type of famous person who has really cool hair that you say, oh, I want that on my head. Like if I could just copy paste that onto my head, that'd be sweet. What you gotta understand is folks are maintaining their hair a lot differently than you. They have different hair, of course. Their parting is different, the rate that their hair grows is different. There's 100 factors that could inform why someone's locks look the way they do. Yours can never be theirs, and theirs can never be yours. Number 8, dreads are strong, but not invincible. And I'm one to talk, right? So maybe here I'll put a bunch of photos of all the things I've done to my hair, but I've bleached it, dyed it, bleached it again, dyed it again. I've done all type of crazy styles and put a lot of stress on them. Locks are strong but not invincible, right? So I start to feel it nowadays when I'm touching it. You probably can't hear it through the mic I'm wearing here on my chest, but I'm starting to feel it nowadays after having bleached them 3 times that the locks are not as strong as they used to be, and then I'm having to mist them 2 or 3 times a day. Number 9, think about your part size. So I put a lot of thought into my part size. I wanted something that was kind of cool, rapper looking, but I didn't want it to be overly thick, right? I'm not from Florida, but I also didn't want it to be so thin because to me that looked a little more feminine. So I wanted something kind of in between. Thicker locks are easier to maintain. They're also less voluminous, whereas skinnier locks require more to maintain because there's more lock, but because of the amount of hair that's matted into each section, it looks like you have more hair. So if you're looking for a more voluminous lock look, small parts are probably for you. Something to consider though, if you have a very active lifestyle, I'm in and out of the water all the time, is the time to dry, right? I wanted my locks a little thicker than this, but I knew I'm in the pool, I'm in the beach 3 times a week. If it's gonna take half a day for my hair to dry, naturally, in the winter, I don't wanna risk having wet hair throughout the night, getting dread rot, those kind of things. So just something to consider. Lastly, If you're on the fence, just do it. I get stopped all the time by women, mostly women, that say, hey, ooh, I love your hair. I wish I would have started. I should have started 2 years ago, or I started, but I couldn't make it through the teenage phase, so I cut them off, or I undid them. I didn't want to go through it. Everyone that I've had the LOC conversation with says they wishes they would have stuck with it, or they wishes they would have started sooner. So if you're on the fence, now is the time. Embrace the phase that you're so afraid of, and understand that it's a part of the process, something that you're going to look back fondly upon, and know that we all go through it. Thanks for watching.